Welcome to the Geek Easy, fellow geeks. Well, today we will be reviewing Supreme Power Trade Paperback Volume 1, Contact, published by Marvel under their Max line, written by one of my favorite authors, J. Michael Straczynski, art by, what is his name? Gary Frank, and the inker is John Seibel. This here is another kind of a take on like the Justice League. This guy right here is their version of Superman, who arrives to Earth same fashion as Superman on a spacecraft, and is found by a little couple, a young couple, but instead of them raising him, the military comes and takes him, and he is raised by the government. Lands in the Carter administration. And this couple right here, right there, are hired to pose as his parents and to raise him because the government wants to study him and be in control of him and guide his beliefs towards working for the government. Then you have, and he's got the name of, what is his name? Supreme. He's given a name of Mark something. And then you have a young military guy who is brought in because there's a crystal that was found on the ship that it responds to what you're thinking. And if you think wrong, weird stuff can happen. So he is a guy who is very single-minded, and they give him the crystal. And we have the version of the Flash, and they sort of show his beginnings. He is a kind of a young black man who grew up, see, that's him right there, in Georgia, and the corporate America finds him first and gives him all these different sponsorships. And then we also have a guy who becomes their version of Batman. And these are all very different takes on the superhero tropes from the Justice League. And this is pretty much how the first part of the team gets set up. We don't have the Wonder Woman part yet. They've only hinted at the Aquaman character. But J. Michael Straczynski adds a realism to the story as how things would happen in kind of a more real world situation. Yes, the government's going to find out that something crash lands on Earth, and they're going to come in, they're going to find it, and they're going to use this character, for this child, for their own purposes. We have a young man who can run so fast that he breaks the speed of sound, and his environment is going to control how he thinks. And of course, when it comes to money, he's going to be like, oh, hell yeah, I'll take the sponsorships. And another man who, like Batman, sees his parents murdered in front of him, but in even a worse way than Batman's, because this was all just racial. It's just, they shot this very successful man just because he was black. And so that's going to obviously skew his view towards the world, and it makes him a lot darker than what Batman would be. So I really like how they're going with this. I remember when this series came out before, and I started getting them in floppies, but I didn't get them all. And I am so glad that I have these. I found like the first 3 copies at the local bookstore. I have the first one down here, and it is just as good as I thought it would be. So if you are a fan of alternate takes on the Justice League, a more grounded and realistic, so to speak, look on the tropes of superheroism, or if you're a fan of J. Michael Straczynski, I suggest you get this book, because it's very well written, just like anything else he ever does. The art is incredible, and the story moves along quite well. So I'm going to give this a 4.25 out of 5 and say get it, because you won't regret it. Anyway, has anyone read any of these books? Let me know in the comments below whether you have and what you thought of it. Like, subscribe, and most of all, enjoy your coffee.